Hello Julie, I'd really like to know how you became a writer. I've known you as a musician. How do you combine being a musician with being a writer?
Well, music has always been my first love, but I grew up in a very bookish family and we read a lot. I always received books for presents, and actually when I was 9, the very first time I came to Bribie on holidays with my family, I came without any books, so I decided to write my own book, this terrible book about a dog called Spotty, and that kept me going for a couple of weeks. I used to win English prizes at school and essay competitions and things like this, and then I majored in English when I did arts at Queensland University. All along I've always scribbled. As the years went on, my writing became a bit more serious. Until recently I've always been a non-fiction writer. I wrote a lot of articles and I've had published poetry, and I wrote the libretti for 2 operas which my husband composed for the music. I always thought I was going to be just a non-fiction writer until the idea for my first novel, The Sixth Partita, just came more or less out of nowhere. I had studied this piece, The Sixth Partita, which is a piece by Bach. I had studied it in great depth in England, and it was a haunting piece, and the idea of somebody being stalked according to the mood of the music took hold, and that was how my first novel grew.
So I hear you've had 3 books published. Can you tell me a little bit about the first one?
Well, the first one was a non-fiction book about a child's experience of growing up in Bulimba. We lived in this gorgeous house right beside the river when I was a child, and in 1992 some new people bought the house and I met them, and I just started jotting down some little memories of what it was like to live in that house, and it grew into a book, and that was a self-published book.
Well done. And your next one?
The one after Miranda's Tempest. The next
book you wrote was
The Sixth Partita,
which you've told us about.
Yes.
And now the new one.
Okay, the new one is, it's also a crime book with a music background. I've used many of the same characters from The Sixth Partita. It's not a suspense book as such, it's more a detective book, but it has a strong music theme.
And it seems like you enjoy writing about crime.
Yes, I do. My husband and I read a lot of crime books, and I'm interested in crime more from the psychological aspect. I like to know what makes people act the way they do.
Mm-hmm. And many of your books are set on Bribie. You love Bribie?
Yes, we spend a lot of time up here, and this latest book has a very strong Bribie theme.
And the next book?
The next book hasn't materialised yet, but I'm hoping that it will.
Well, we'll all wait eagerly for that one.
Thank you very much.